the federal government defines Asian American as a certain way, or that all Asian Americans are the same and they check the same box, and for the government that means that they're all the same, that can be kind of frustrating from our standpoint, but I think from students' perspectives too, as Asian Americans, I mean, we've had students from all backgrounds culturally, that it's hard to compare and say that two students are the same. Somebody that comes from Tibet, one comes from Japan, or American students, but culturally, they are ingrained in the Hmong culture. It's very different to compare those and kind of lump them. And I think with resources or data that the state or the country utilizes, it's that I think that would be hard from an Asian American perspective, to be lumped with the rest of a group that are so different culturally. And for example, if the government said, I'm just going to throw out some numbers because I don't know what those numbers are, but let's say the data says that 75% of Asian Americans are pursuing a college education. If you broke that down and actually could see, well, of that 75%, only 2% of the Hmong population is pursuing a higher education, then as a state or as a nation, we would know that maybe there's an issue there. Maybe there's resources that need to go to a certain community, or what's the disconnect, of those students pursuing higher education. Whereas if you just look at the one number of, well, 75% of Asian Americans are going to college, that's great. Move on, we'll look at some other data. I think that happens in different programs, healthcare, and so that's from our perspective, working with a federal program, that's a little frustrating.